Hello, my name is Ingrid Johnson. I'm a master's degree exercise physiologist living and working here in Encinitas, California. I specialize in exercises for people with Parkinson's. And today I want to do a strength training workout that uses the dowel rod or the PVC pipe. This one I bought at a local hardware store. I had it cut down to 5 feet in length. So for strength training, the PVC pipe is an amazing instrument because we can hold it and activate the muscles by just pulling it apart, called an isometric exercise, and release. We're going to do this 10 times, and so pull it apart and release. We pull apart and we release. Try to feel those upper shoulder muscles and upper arm muscles working. So the harder you pull apart, the more you're activating muscles. And let's do 3 more times. Pull apart and release. Pull apart and release. And pull apart and release. Then we're going to take an underhand grip. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to imagine like we're pulling the pipe apart and release. So this is very effective and very safe for any kind of injury that you might have. And it's also safe if you have any range of motion disability or tightness around your joints. So I'm pulling this apart and releasing. I'm pulling it apart to release. And pull it apart to release. Pull it apart to release. And pull apart to release. And imagine like you're trying to get the thumb sort of behind you, and you'll activate front of the shoulder muscles and chest muscles. Okay, next I want to strengthen the back, the upper back primarily, and which helps your posture and your shoulder position. So I'm going to go ahead and just push the bar away from me and return. I'm going to push the bar away and return. At the same time that I'm pushing the bar away, now I'm also pulling the bar apart. And push away and return. Push away, return. Push apart, push away, pull apart, return. And let's do 3 more. Good. And 1 more. Pull apart and return. So while I have the dowel rod on my back, I'm also going to do some circles with the shoulders. So shoulders love circles because it is a ball and socket joint. And the most injured part of the body is the shoulder, including in the gym. So a lot of times we're not working the smaller muscle groups in the shoulder, the rotator cuff muscles, and we're also not working the shoulder in rotation. So I'm lifting the dowel rod, but I'm rotating and circling the shoulder back down. We'll reverse it. So coming back around. And of course, if your back, neck, shoulders are too tight, you can certainly do this in front of the body, but behind the body stretches the shoulder better and improves your posture a little more. So 3 and 2 and 1. And now I'm just gonna hold it. I'm just gonna hold it up here, and I'm gonna push the bar together on my back and lift and release. So I'm going to pull the bar up as high as I can. I'm going to push it together and release. And you should feel a whole different set of muscles than when you pulled the shoulders apart. And so lift, good, and down. I'm going to lift, push, and release. Lift, push the pole together and release. Lift, push, release, and last one, lift, push, and release. Okay, next I'm actually going to use some pulses. So pulsing a muscle also activates it in a different way, and muscles do like a gentle pulsing. And so let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, super. So next I want to work the front of the shoulder. So I'm going to hold the pole in one hand and lift and lower. How high you lift depends on your range of motion. Lift it as high and as safely as you like. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, let's switch hands. I'm going to hold this in the middle for now and lift. If you want, you can hold the other arm out to the side. So we get both arms moving and working. 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Okay, next I'm going to take the hand by my side and I'm going to just move it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And now I'm going to increase the tension by gripping it a little lower. Not only am I increasing tension, but I'm also increasing an imbalance. So my rotator cuff muscles have to balance my shoulder. As you see, it's swaying a little bit. Yes. And 2. And 1. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with my other hand. I'm going to bring it back and forth and back and forth. Back and forth. As I feel like, oh, this is easy, I'm going to just move it down and challenge. So, bring it back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth, 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, next I'm going to get into the little rotator cuff. So I'm going to grab the pole in the center and I'm going to rotate back and forth. Again, this is great. You can adjust the range to your liking. Now, as you get stronger, we're going to go ahead and move the bar over a little bit. And you'll notice right away, even a small change is going to challenge the muscle. So we do this slowly. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Okay, other side. Start by rotating in the center. 3, 4 times. And now I'm going to move the hand towards the end a little bit more. And I realize I have to move this a little slower because it's more intense. 3, and 2, and 1. All right, let's give the upper body a break for a minute and let's work on the lower body. So I want to lift the bar any height that you like, but I'm going to lift the bar away from my body and I'm going to bring the thigh to it and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Lift the other thigh. This is a great way to know that you're working your legs equally. And hold. 2, 3. If you want to increase the work, you can lift the bar up higher. To a certain point, of course. Depends on your height. And one more. And one more. like to put the pole on the ground and lift my heels for a good calf raise. Calf raises are an excellent way to improve your feet strength, your calf strength, your ankle strength, which improves your walking. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. All right, let's go back to our upper body and let's go ahead and do a nice lateral raise next. So lateral raises, I hold the bar in the center, and you certainly can move your hand a little bit back away from center. Challenge the front of the shoulder muscle, and you can also move your hand forward, which now will challenge the back of the shoulder. Great. So as I hold the pole to the front of the pole, I'm going to go ahead and lift and lower. This is great for your wrist. And so again, I'm working one side of the wrist here, and now I'm going to slide the pole forward, and I'm going to work the front of the wrist. And so I have a little bit of an injury there. I'm going to go ahead and do a little less. So just a great, easy way to adjust tension without any waste of time. And one more. Okay, great. So other side. I'm going to go ahead and lift and lower first. Lift and lower, and lift and lower. And now I'm going to move my hand a little bit to the back side. So we're working the front deltoid. And now I'm going to work the back deltoid by moving the pole more to the back side. 2, 3, and 4. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start my wrist exercise. Lift and lower, lift and lower. It's great for grip strength. And 4, and 5. I'm going to go to the other side, and lift and lower. Last one. Awesome. Okay, next I'm going to take the pole into my hand and I'm going to rotate it around my body. So around the body, and around the body, and around the body, around the body, and around the body. Okay, a little tightness there from a injury. So around the body, 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 and one more time around the body. Okay, great. So next we're going to go ahead and do a little rotation both ways, and I'm gripping at the far end of the stick, as far end as I can. 3, and 2, and 1. Great. Okay, other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Great. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take the pole and just drop it over my head behind me. My palm is facing forward. I'm going to take this hand and my palm is facing backward. I'm going to pull up with my top hand and I can hold it here. I'm going to pull down with my bottom hand and hold it there. Okay, I'm going to pull up with my top hand and hold it there. Pull down with my bottom hand, just a grip if you need. And one more time we pull up. And we pull down. Okay, so that was my right hand on top. I'm going to take my left hand on top. I'm going to bring it behind me. It's going to hang. My palm is facing forward. I'm going to take the other hand. My palm is facing outward. And I'm going to pull one hand up and hold, and pull the other hand down and hold. And up, and down, and up, and down, up, down, last one, up, and down. Great. Okay, so next let's go to the lower body again. And one of the most basic lower body exercises is called the sumo squat. I'm going to stand my feet apart as wide as I can. I'm going to turn the toes out. I'm going to hold on to the pole in front of me. And as I go down, I'm also going to sort of climb down the pole, and I'm going to climb up the pole. Climbing down the pole, climbing up the pole. Let's do 10 times. 10 repetitions was the favorite of Joseph Pilates, and the Pilates system is still very effective and very widely used today. It's based on the work of Joseph Pilates, and so he has been around for about 100 years. His system has, and so I think when something shows longevity like this, it has some good merit. 2 more. 1, 2, so 10 repetitions. Up. Try to increase the flexibility of your hip with each movement. So again, this is for strength, this video, so it's not so much for mobility. I just want to emphasize that. I'm going to take the pole to one side, and I'm going to lunge back. The easiest way to lunge is to hold the lunge. That would be the safest on beginner level. And as you increase in strength and endurance and balance, you can start to move back and forth. 3. So either hold this for the duration that I'm doing the repetitions, or move with me. Okay, other side. So here we go. I'm going to hold, and I also like to hold that first one in case I didn't get my leg position right. So my knee is over my ankle, my back leg is bent. Come back up, down, and lift, lift, down, and lift, down, and lift. 3, and 2, and 1. All right, let's do a final stretch and exercise for our waist. So you're going to take your right arm, place it on top of the stick. The left arm is going to push the stick out. So it's going to look like a bow. Then I hold. I come back up. Do the other side. So, left hand to the top of the stick, and the right hand somewhere in the middle, where it's the most flexible, and I push out. Inject your hip out, and hold. And breathe. Breathe by expanding the top ribs. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to finish with a nice cool down stretch. So I'm going to hold the pole with my palm away from me like so. Put my hand on my belly and breathe out, in and out 3 times. In through the nose. Feel the belly expand. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Big belly. Exhale, little belly. Inhale through the nose. Okay, other side. And the key is to have the palm back away from you. Hand on belly, inhale. Big belly. Exhale, little belly. One more time, inhale. Great, so this calms your nervous system, puts you in parasympathetic. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.